everybody. I wanted to take just a minute to go over where we've been so far with this 20-time project. So I created this LibGuide for you just to keep track of all the notes and all the things we've been talking about. So here's just kind of some basic on the homepage, some basic information about 20-time. You probably have seen these, but if you lost one of your packets or you need the notes, I put some extra copies up here for you. Over the last couple of months, you have developed your topic. So I have some extra information here if you just kind of want to review that, but I have some topic information. You pitched your proposal to your teacher and had it approved. You learned about credible sources. You set a SMART goal. You also created a research question for which all the rest of your work will be based on. And then today, we're going to start this process of writing a thesis statement. So your thesis statement is what's going to drive the rest of your project. And to really hammer down a thesis statement, you're going to have to do some research. So we have already talked about making sure that when you're looking online, that the sources that you're looking at are credible or trustworthy. Remember, we talked about looking at the author and the publisher and the publishing date. We talked about looking at that extension, that suffix.org, .edu, .net, that sort of thing. But now we need to take it a step further. So where else can you go to look for information? So on this page, I put down some resources that I thought would be helpful for you as you begin your research. So the first one is, it's a list of search engines. And of course, Google is your first one. And of course, you can use Google. But when you use Google, you have to be super careful about those credible sources. So you got to remember those 6 things that we talked about. I have 2 other search engines. Sweet Search is geared more for kiddos. So you're less likely to run into questionable results. So that might be something you want to try out. And then I also have this site called DuckDuckGo. And this is just another search engine, but the neat thing about DuckDuckGo is it doesn't remember or tailor your results. So you'll get a fresh start each time, which means you're going to get more results. So those are 3 search engines that you can look at. I also have 2 databases over here that you might find useful. The first one is called World Book Online. You probably have used it before. I will have a tutorial for you at a later date that will sort of show you the ins and outs. But for now, just so you know, that is there and available for you. And then, of course, we have Culturegram. So if you're doing something that has to do with another country or a specific state, especially if maybe you're doing recipes that come from another country, or if you're looking at your ancestry, I know somebody was doing scrapbooking, Culturegrams might be a really good place for you to start. All right, then if you come down here on the right, we're actually going to hit this one first. I have lots of newspapers here for you that are sort of kid-friendly, age-appropriate newspapers that you can search. If you go into any of these, I actually have the, right here, I have the logins for you when you try to go to these. But there, on every single one of them, there is a link for the archives, and that means all of the back issues over the years. So you can find all kinds of topics of interest. These are valid, trustworthy, credible sources that you are welcome to use. Over here, I have some kid-friendly news sites. So things like CNN for Kids, Time for Kids, National Geographic Kids, great places for research, again, that are kind of age-appropriate, kid-friendly. But then if you're ready to step it up a notch, you can look at the regular news sites like CNN, Fox News, Google News, Yahoo News. These are all, again, trustworthy sites that you can use, but they are maybe a step up in terms of reading level. All right, so those are definitely some options for you. Of course, you always have the online catalog for the library. Looks like this. If you need a book and you cannot find it in the library, you can also order it from another library. If that is something that you are interested in doing, you can just come talk to me and I can order it from another library across the state. And then don't forget we have these online books as well through Overdrive. So hopefully that will get you started on some resources. So now not only do you know how to look for trustworthy sites, but you know where to start to even look for your research.